Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Farming Sim 15, and I'm going to be taking a look at the woodchippers. Now, if you've played much of this game and you've tried the Forestry, you probably know that the woodchipper just does not work. It really doesn't work very well. I mean, it kind of works, but it's far too much time and effort for far too little reward, because of how difficult it is to use. Now, Giants, who are the people who make this game, are aware of that, and apparently they will be fixing it. At some point in a big patch that's apparently coming up, but until then there are some mods that have been released. Now the mods don't fix the problem, right, but they do make it a little bit less bad. I guess they make it kind of easier to get around the problems that the woodchipping system has. I mean, the mechanics are flawed enough that the mods can't, the mods can't completely change the game mechanics, or at least they can't just yet. So you're still using those same basic mechanics, but it's kind of getting around the worst part of it. So this is the vanilla woodchipper. This is the only one that's in the game, from default. So I'll quickly use this. You can see I've got a big stack of logs set up over here because I'm so prepared. It's so strange and unsettling. But so let me set that up, and we'll see how the stock one goes, and we'll compare it to the rest. Okay, so we've got the basic one set up and ready to go. You can see I've got my trailer there in position to collect all the chips. Now one thing I'm also using is a manual ignition mod. Basically that means that I can get out of the tractor and the engine is still running. This isn't as useful as I thought it would be for this specific situation. I mean, it's a very useful mod, but it's not as good as I thought it would be, because if I turn the woodchipper on, like so, you see the engine revs pick up and everything, and the woodchipper is turning. But if I get out of the tractor, even though the engine is still revving, the woodchipper is no longer working. So, and as soon as I get back into it, the revs turn off. So I'm not sure if it's just a problem with this mod or whatever, but it is what it is. It's still a useful mod. It's just not as good as I thought it would be for this specific situation. But let's grab one of these logs. This is all just fir trees. Oh, mouse went a bit crazy there. And because they're kind of easy to use, I just cut them down with the Scorpion King to 5 meters. Which, I mean, this stock one is just going to have trouble just with that length, I believe. And I'm having trouble with the controls because it's a real pain in the ass. If we open up the claw, and I want to go a bit further down, so I kind of grab it in the middle. There we go. So now you basically want to feed it onto this tray, and I'll actually turn the chipper on. And the controls are just so fiddly with this crane. It's annoying to use more than anything else. Almost there. Doesn't help that I keep getting it mixed up as well. And basically what happens is, the way it's supposed to work is that once the log gets close enough to the chipper, it starts sucking it in, basically. But, so if I release that, that's going in. So you see how it's gone, it's kind of flipped itself away around to the side, and it got stuck there. Sometimes it will not recover from that, and you'll have to spend ages fucking around with it. So this one's going through pretty easily, relatively speaking. It looks like it's gotten stuck now. I might be able to kind of nudge it a bit. Sometimes you move the crane around and it shakes the woodchipper, and that can kind of get it in, but it's not doing too well right now. And there we go, it's throwing itself out. Might keep going? No. And sometimes when they get stuck, you can actually just bust out the chainsaw and kind of cut the log in half, and then it'll actually start working again. But other times it's just so broken that it will not work, and you've got to turn the chipper back on. There we go. So that's a successful one. That actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Sometimes unpredictable, this whole system. Let's go for one more. This is a pretty big one. And notice, I mean, these are the fir trees, so they don't have any irregular shaped branches. I think that's one thing that really throws it off as well. And having, like, say, you see the trees on the other side of the road, where they have all different shaped branches and stuff, and more than that, when you cut the branches off the stumps, off the tree trunks, it leaves kind of little weirdly shaped things as well, and that's not going to work. You see, it's, yeah. So it leaves, but when you cut the branches off the tree trunks, it kind of makes these weird shapes, and I don't think the wood chipper can handle that either. So fir trees, again, useful for this. But you can see how much time this is taking. And that doesn't want to go in. You can see how much time this is taking, especially compared to just cutting down the trees and selling them. It's really not worth doing it like this, because wood chips are only useful for selling, as far as I know, and they don't sell for as much as a full tree log. Alright, we finally got that in. You're gonna have to hold it in the right place. And you see again, it's moved itself over to the side, which it basically seems like it always does that. So we are getting a good amount of wood chips from this, but it's taking its own sweet time doing it. Alright, so that's 2 logs that actually went through there pretty well. I'm actually surprised how well that went. Let's check out some of the modded ones now, because, and this is the problem with the wood chipping. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it just does not work no matter what you do. So let me set up for the next one, and I'll rejoin you when that's ready. Okay, so this one is basically identical to the stock one, but you can see it's got a far longer tray. So the idea of that is that it just makes things easier to get in there and hold it in there. I believe, now I'll show you where you get this once you've installed the mod. You've actually got to go, you see how you start off in category, then you've got brands. You hit again, you actually got your mods category. It's really annoying how the game doesn't show you your mods alongside the vanilla ones. I kind of understand why they did that, and maybe there was the chance of conflicts or whatever, but if you don't know this is over here, it's kind of painful. So they all come in kind of different areas as well. Like I think one of the ones that I've got is in baling technology for whatever reason. This specific one, I believe, is this, in the MISC category. You can see it has a far lower power requirement than the vanilla one. The vanilla one is, where is it? Here, and that requires a lot more power. So that's the other thing with the mods. They can change the kind of tractor requirements, but that's where you get that one from anyway. Once you've got it installed. So let's pick up a log and chuck it in. Any one of these will do. Once I remember how to use the crane. Alright, I think we got that. Come on, grab onto it. Okay. So having the longer tray does make... shit, that's not working. It does make it a bit easier to get it on, but it also kind of makes it fiddly with the crane sometimes, I think. But let's press B, and you'll see it's started kind of dragging it in there already. So if I release the hook, is that going to make it in? Yes, okay. So that's gone in pretty good. That's worked really well. And I think part of the reason this is being so easy is because I'm using these very straight logs from the fir trees. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes the irregular shaped branches just do not work, and they also can kind of get really weird meshes and stuff. So they'll have like areas where it looks like they're invisible, but there's still some sort of shape there, and yeah, it doesn't quite work too well. Let's grab this one as well. Okay, put that on. And I'm right next to this. If you don't know, this is actually where you drop off the wood chips as well. This you see that kind of chute thing over there. You actually put the chips down in there. So once this trailer fills up, I'll actually be able to empty it out really quickly, which is why I'm doing this here, basically. Come on, how am I supposed to do this? I'll try just putting it there. No. Oh, wait. Maybe? Maybe if I pick it up down here. Just gonna try and grab onto 2 logs if I do that. Alright, I think it might be good now. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's worked pretty well. And I think that's probably a bit faster than the normal vanilla one. It's basically exactly the same thing, it's just got that longer feed tray. So that's cool. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this clipper works on a totally different kind of idea. Basically it can attach to the front or the back of your tractor, and you kind of put it down on the ground. So if I press V, that lowers it. And then you can also pipe out, so I'm going to have to turn around I think, unless it'll go all the way around to that other trailer. No. Of course not, that'd be too easy. Oops, wrong button. So I'm not sure if this works better on the front or the back of the tractor. What I might actually do is I'll have it facing like this, and then I'll move my trailer to make it easier, I think. Yeah, we'll try this. Wrong button again. And jump into this. So I got to work out where the best place for the trailer is going to be. This one's more painful to use, this mod. I've had very limited success with it. But I think I'll be able to do something like this. Try not to run over too many of the logs, because that'll cause the physics to glitch out a bit. Try this. Just leave all my tractors turned on. Need to unfold it first. It says that it has support feet even though you can't see them, so that's actually trying to drag that in. Problem is the pipe hasn't gone. Oh, that has not worked. I want the pipe to just kind of stop over the trailer. Oh. So you see, the thing with this one is that you can kind of drive around with it, but it doesn't work very well. It does work. I mean, I have chipped the wood with it, but it doesn't work well. So yeah, I don't know, and it doesn't look like I'm even going to be able to do anything with it this time. It's also extremely heavy on the tractor, and you see it's, there we go. So let's try to suck it in there, and that's actually working, but it's very fiddly. I don't know if those wood chips are actually going in that trailer or not, doesn't really matter. But now that it's started actually chipping, it's found the trailer, which is good. So I guess I could try going over here. And I'm just trying to actually kind of scoop up the trees a bit. I'm not sure if this is even how you're supposed to use this, but it feels like it is. And if the chipper would actually stay turned on while the tractor was turned on, or while I was out of the tractor, I would actually go and get one of my other log fork tractors and move the logs into it while it's chipping. But instead, I'll actually turn this off now. Alright, so I'll grab one of these ones and I'll try and kind of feed it in. But you can already see immediately this is more work, basically. I'll use this one because it handles the weight of the logs a bit better. And you'll also do some mad drifting, which is always awesome. Although I don't think you're really supposed to be able to. Yeah, cool. Alright. Which one am I going to go for? I'll go for this one on top. Maybe if I drop it here. We'll try it. I don't think that's going to work. Shit, wrong button. Alright. So I've turned it on. You can see the logs are all trying to kind of go up into it. Of course, most of them are actually facing the wrong way around, but that's kind of beside the point. But I mean, it's not going to get them while they're facing the wrong way around. I could try shifting my position around a little bit, I suppose. Still not working too well. Is this one going to go in now? Yeah, it just doesn't work. It's too difficult to use, this one. And this is the same sort of problem you have with the normal setup as well, to be honest. It's not really the fault of the mod, it's just that it's no real improvement, in my opinion. Let's see if I can scoop this one up. No. Oh, is this going to go in now? Yeah, because you can't control that little tray thing at the bottom, so you can't actually set it up in a way so you can kind of scoop it or anything. So yep, because this is how trees work. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty clearly not the best solution, I think it's fair to say. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, now this one is where it starts getting good, I think. So it's still got the same crane as the stock one, but you can see it's got a really big tray at the back. And this is useful, basically. I think it also makes it slightly easier to get the logs on with the crane. Although that might just be my imagination. So we've got this one, spin it around, move it over here. And you see this is basically the perfect length for the 5 meter cutting length of the Scorpion. The Scorpion King, I think it's called. So press B, and in it goes. And I don't know if those wood chips are going in the trailer or not. Alright. Nice and easy. So can I actually grab this one? Barely. Oops, camera's going a bit weird. See, this one is just so much easier to use. And the nice long tray means that you don't have to get, like, you can have the log further away from it and it'll still go in. As I say that, one of them decides to get stuck. Let's see if I can fix this up. Nope, doesn't want to go in. So there's a couple possible causes for this sort of thing. The first is that it seems sometimes the logs just get a bit glitched. And sometimes the wood chipper just cannot recognize it. So if I actually cut this up with a chainsaw, that might help. So I can kind of get up there. I'll just run straight through the machine, because that's how real life works. Alright, so if I cut this up in a few places, you see how this, there we go, alright. I was going to say there's no places for the chainsaw to actually cut that, which happens sometimes with the bugged out logs, but it seems like that's alright. So we'll see if this works. And turn the chipper back on. And they're trying to go in, but you see it's that first part of it that's causing problems. See, it should be getting cut up now, but it's not. So that's one of the bugged logs, basically, which is one of the other problems with wood chipping. So let's grab onto this one here. But that seems to fix some of the problems with the wood chipping, especially if you're trying to do large logs. Just kind of run up there and cut it up a bit. And even if you don't get the entire thing, sometimes that bugged one will come back now that I've got the thing working. Sometimes it won't. It could jam up the whole system as well. Like, it's hard to say. So is this next one going to go in, or is it going to have to do the same thing? Oh god, camera, why? Might have to do the same thing. I'll see if I can move it around a bit. Oh. Move it a bit closer to the spinny death thing. Nope. So I'll cut this one up the chainsaw as well. And now you're seeing the this is why the wood chipping is so inconsistent. You know, you can have runs where it actually works and things just all go well, and then there'll be times when it just doesn't want to work at all. So maybe this will work now. Yep, straight away. So in general, this wood chipper works really well, but the next one I think works a bit better. So let's set up for that one. Okay, so this is basically a Buffalo, the log carrier, self-propelled log carrier, with the wood cutter chipper thing on the back. It basically looks like that last modded one stuck onto the back of the Buffalo, and I think this one works probably the best out of all of them. I may not be close enough for the pipe though, I'm not sure. And this is the other thing, it's really easy to move around. And as you just saw then, a bit of wood chips came out of it. It has a small amount of onboard storage for the wood chips. I think that trailer might actually be full. But you look down in the bottom right corner, you see it's already 12% full of wood chips. So I'm actually going to see if this trailer is full. Yeah, it is. Completely full. Doesn't matter, because we've got the onboard storage, and I've gone into the wrong tractor. So, the other reason I like this one is I think the crane is easier to use. It's the same crane that the Buffalo has, and it just works better, in my opinion. As opposed compared to the red crane that's on the other wood chippers. And it handles the weight of the logs better as well, I think. But apart from that, it's basically the same setup as you've got with the with that other long tray at the back. So let's turn the wood chipper on, and I'll release this log. And that's going in. And while that's happening, I'll actually grab another one. So you can see with the with this longer feed tray or whatever it's called, it doesn't solve the problems that the wood chipping has, but it seems to make it a bit easier. I mean, you haven't really seen in this video just how bad it can get, I think, with logs just getting stuck and just not working, and this camera is really pissing me off. I mean, it's all worked fairly smoothly this video, which is good for me, I guess, but it doesn't quite give you the full picture of how broken this is sometimes. So this is actually working really well, this Buffalo hybrid one. And there we go, 2 decent sized logs all at once. And that was nice and easy. I might even be able to pick up this next one too. So, come on. The only problem is going to be if it gets stuck beneath the thing, which it looks like it is. Oh, whatever, that doesn't matter. So I'll turn this off actually. Nope, wrong tractor. Doesn't matter. Let's go drop off these wood chips and we'll see how much they're worth. So if you've never dropped off wood chips before, this is where you sell them. So we're right near to the shop as well. I'll actually bring up the map in a second. So, how much are these worth? Wood chips, $696 per ton. That's not a lot. You can see this is kind of where we are on the map. It's not particularly useful. Actually, that's the store right there though. That's the main farm here. So we're really close to the store and everything. So let's empty these off. So we've got 54,000, we'll say 55,000. And we'll see how much we get. Waiting, waiting, waiting. So 55,000 to 77,000. That's not a lot of money, is it? Like, look how much time that took. Admittedly, it took a bit longer because I was showing you everything, but I mean, it's just so much faster to just cut the logs up and chuck them in the train selling point or just into the mill pond. Now, to be fair, I don't think the wood chipping is designed for necessarily doing the tree stumps, or not the tree stumps, the trunks. I think it's more designed to do these sort of branches here. I don't even know if I'll be able to cut it like this. If I just cut this down. See, I think the wood chipping is supposed to work. Is that it? Ah, come on. Don't make me do things. To knock it down with the buffalo hybrid thing. Oh, guess that was the wrong tree, wasn't it? You bastard tree. Okay. So I think what it's kind of designed for really is, see these branches here? So wood chipping would be designed to take care of these branches, because these branches aren't really worth anything when you sell them at the lumberyard. But if you're actually going to do wood chipping and you're going to try and make money from it, and if you're going to do logging at all, the fir trees are just the best ones to use. So you wouldn't even bother with the rest of these trees because they're such a pain. Like, you've immediately got more chainsaw work to do, you got more everything. So I don't know why you'd use these trees for forestry, really. I'm trying to get these leaves off, but it doesn't want to come off. There we go. So I can actually see what it looks like. So let's actually let's pick up a couple of these branches. And my crane is stuck on something. And we'll see how it handles these branches. I mean, everything went really smoothly with those fir logs. Actually a lot smoother than I was expecting it to. So let's try something else. So you see this is all fairly strangely shaped and everything. So I don't think it's going to have a good time with it. But you never know, might be wrong. Let's just kind of drop it here. No, that didn't work at all. Pick it up down at this end if I can. So you can see I've only filled up 30% of the onboard storage for this thing, so I can handle fair bit more log, but yeah, that doesn't want to go in. This is why these things are annoying. And this is why I use the fir trees, because I don't know why you'd use the others basically. It's just not even picking it up. So maybe if I chainsaw it up a bit. See how that goes. Looks like the big log at the back is trying to make its way in. Oh wait, there it goes. Kind of shake it up a bit with the move the crane around. There we go. So it does work, but it's a bit more work, basically. It's more effort to do these other types of trees. Let's go one of these curved branches if I can reach it. Go for both of them actually, why not? Maybe not. Right. Yeah, tree physics are weird. I think I've mentioned that before. That one's still moving. Let's go for this big long one then. Alright, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this in the thing. I'll just spin it around actually. That works. And now it's stuck on that crane. You're not really supposed to do this with having things close to it. Can I do a... No, I can't rotate it all the way around. Of course I can't. Alright, there we go. Actually have to move this out a bit. It's getting stuck on everything. This is not working well. Let's just release it here, see if it'll make its way in. And I'll keep the crane here so I can kind of push it down if I need to. No. Chainsaw again. This is far more work than it's worth, really. Oh, it's gonna go in. Yay! Oh, there you go. It's actually going in. So doing that with the vanilla one would have been so much more work. I mean, it was a bit of a pain doing it with this system, but it would have been so much worse on the normal one. But either way, I mean, you saw how much time that took, and the monetary reward isn't worth the amount of time that it takes. And that's the only thing that woodchipping is worth, really, like for the money. So, see if I can get this to empty out. There we go. Nice and easy. So, if you had to do woodchipping, I would say mod's the best way to do it right now. Hopefully, the update that they're planning on doing will actually fix things and make it a lot easier to do. That would be nice. But yeah, mods look like the best way to do it. This is by far my favourite way of doing woodchipping that I've found so far. This, and let me actually bring it up in the store. So, forestry equipment. There we go, it's just called Ponzi Buffalo with gens, probably gens back actually. This one works as well, but it's a little bit more fiddly, but it's also 100,000 grand cheaper. So, 100,000 grand? 100 grand cheaper. Anyway, so you know, if you're strapped for cash, then I would go with this if you want to do woodchipping, which still has that log stock in the back. Otherwise, this one works great. But on a whole, the system itself just needs more work. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this patch will fix it. But yeah, so I think I'll end this here. So I think it's going to be a longer video than I intended it on being. But anyway, we've seen how a bunch of different woodchippers work, so I guess there's that. But yeah, so until next time, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.